Aloha. So this video I'm doing because this is Bill Maher talking about Ahmed's clock, and this is actually basic. If the Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, how all that stuff is an algorithm, and it's like super complicated because they're trying to sell something that's good, so-called good for the community, but it's still based in white supremacy and the whole structure that is more of the same. um, you'll see that Bill Maher is actually like basic math. If Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and Obama, that's like a more difficult, more complicated algorithm to decipher and see like what's really going on here, because they're selling something good. You'll see Bill Maher, he's blatantly selling this agenda that is just beyond, and it's really like, it makes me feel like I feel fucking pissed off, but I feel more sad than pissed off. This dude's been on TV for years selling this agenda, and this is HBO. This is the home box office. This is the belly of the belly. This is deep, as deep as it goes when it comes to mind programming. And Bill Maher is one of their main henchmen out there selling these agendas. And you'll see how they even he throws out white privilege, and he throws out like all these words. And you can see the team that he has on there is 3 white guys and 1 brown skinned guy. And he's supposed to like validate the topic, like give them permission to talk about what they're getting ready to talk about. But you'll see how the set is designed up to really just set a foundation for Bill Maher to just pump out his bully mentality, and pump out with his bully mentality, pump out the supremacist the supremacist ideals. And basically it's the fear campaign. He has to sell the fear, because what's beyond all the white supremacy and the white privilege and the fact that these people are like your leaders or whatever like that, it's all based on fear. This is why war is so big, because this is where they make their money. They make their money off of war. And in order to make money off of war, you have to separate everybody from everybody and continue to keep the war mentality installed inside of every angle of approach. And Bill Maher uses comedy, he uses so-called comedy, he uses bully mentalities and blatant lies, and these perspectives. And you can see how he goes after a 14-year-old kid, and this is the topic, is they're talking about Ahmed's clock block. So they make fun of all this stuff. Even the name of it is just, it's insulting. And you can see they're talking about a 14-year-old boy who made a clock in Texas, and these teachers said that it looked like a bomb, and he was actually arrested and taken to jail. And this is a whole thing. And then they this is all another part. The deeper layer is that Obama actually contacted Ahmed and talked to him, and kind of like supposedly like healed the wound. But basically this is another, on a deeper level, this is another way to make Obama look like, you know, a hero, like he's separate from the white agenda. So that's another deeper layer of the algorithm. And they need these bad guys like Bill Maher, he's a bad guy. Trump, he's a bad guy. Corporations, they're bad guys. They need these bad guys out there to sell these old paradigms so they can bring in their so-called new paradigm. And I'll just play it so you can see how Bill Maher throws his weight around. He just shuts people down. He uses his audience to build up his case, and basically just move from topic to topic, and controlling the whole the whole design, because it's his show, it's his crowd, his audience, his guests, and he always has that one person who's gonna go say something different, but he'll just shut that down and just be like, oh, this is my show, and this is how it mentally it gets in our you become that person who gets shut down consistently. This is what happens. This is why this stuff exists on HBO, so you can think a certain way, so you can feel a certain way, and it's all delivered with comedy straight to your subconscious. So here's and this was actually, I actually was scrolling through the entertainment section, hashtag entertainment on YouTube, and you can see this is, if you go through all of these, you can see the codings on all this stuff. But this was out there, this was on that hashtag entertainment on YouTube as entertainment. So this is what they call entertainment. This is September 18, 2015. This is just a few days ago. So
I want to ask another question that's similar, but not about the same ethnic group. There was a big story this week about a 14-year-old Muslim American teenager in Texas who built a clock. He's a science kid, and that's great. Can we show the clock? Okay, and the people at the school thought it might be a bomb, perhaps because it looks exactly like a fucking bomb.
Okay, there you go. Set the tone and have your audience implant the foundation.
And I noticed, you were at the debate. Jake Tapper was asking you about ISIS and important questions about terrorism, and he cut,
it only looks like a bomb to people who are.
And
it only looks like a bomb to people who are so filled with fear because they watch TV, so filled with fear because they watch the news, and they've been programmed to think a certain way. They're so it's the white supremacist mentality, the destructive wartime mentality being pawned off as everybody's supposed to think this way. So Bill Maher's talking, he's getting ready to go into talk about perspective. Like, let's bring this into perspective. He's not talking about everybody's perspective, and nobody can really talk about everybody's perspective, but you can see specifically he is speaking about white perspective and the fear perspective and the whole perspective that deals around putting fear as the main foundation to observing your reality.
they did, and look, this kid deserves an apology, no doubt about it.
I'm a nice guy.
Perspective about
Here
this?
we go.
Did the teacher really do the wrong thing?
Yeah, can I go ahead.
Here, three white guys getting ready to, let's get some perspective.
The kid is a super smart kid, science geek. We talked about science, but while I'm talking to him on the phone, as I asked him a question, tell me what happened, because I'm curious, right? His sister, over his shoulder, you could hear, listening to the question, giving him the answer. So I don't know all the details of what happened, but what I do know.
So now they're trying to take his credibility away, and got nothing to do with the heart of it.
He's a great kid.
He's a great kid.
See, they gotta set up the niceness. They're nice people. We're just nice.
The teacher.
This is perspective.
I don't know.
No. Okay, no, but
Was she wrong?
So I talked to. This is one.
He wants to say that. Was she wrong for being so fearful
people in McCarthy, the school? And I said, what happened? What did you hear? This is, again, secondhand.
of a 14-year-old kid putting together a clock?
Teacher said, great, looks great, looks great. Kid picks it up, takes it to the second class. Teacher said, okay, whatever, it's great, it's great. Ahmed didn't really comment on from what I heard. Takes it to the third class, same thing. Then he got to a point, again, secondhand, where one of the teachers, an English teacher apparently, said, look, you got to put it in your backpack because it's going to make some people nervous, and it's making me nervous. And again,
that's the fear mentality. It starts there, and then it just sends a shock wave through everybody else has to think that way.
if he wasn't Muslim.
No,
There you
no,
go.
okay, that's what I disagree.
See, now they gotta shut him down.
We have policies.
The
Zero tolerance.
controversy is precisely because of the color of his skin.
See, I don't
because
think
of
so.
his
It's not the
I don't
color
think
of his
that's
skin.
Yes, of course.
It's not the color of his
and
skin.
his religion.
You see how he just shuts him down completely. He says, "This is my show. This is how I see it. This is what's going on." Everybody else is open to say whatever the hell they want to say, but as soon as somebody says something else that goes completely against his agenda, he will shut them down.
Excuse me, somebody look me in the eye right here and tell me, over the last 30 years, if so many young Muslim men, and he's young.
Now he's gonna sell
But that's nothing never
what
happened before.
Fox News sells.
Hasn't blown a lot of shit up around the world.
See how
And
fucked up this is? And then they put these little laughter in there. They try to lighten it up.
But let me read what somebody said on the Daily Beast. Dean Obadiah said, why would a homemade clock get him arrested, you may ask?
Exactly.
I just answered that question.
No, you didn't.
Because for the last 30 years, it's been one culture that has been blowing shit up over and over again.
That's the agenda. They want you to think.
Well, excuse me, but lots of teenagers around the world have go to join ISIS. Just
They're
a couple
trying to
in
say that
Mississippi
there's-
a few weeks ago were doing it.
You
And
need to
every
look at
time
everybody as
somebody
a
goes to join
terrorist who
ISIS,
is not
everybody
white.
around there says, I can't believe it. We didn't see it coming. We
We
didn't
cannot
know.
blame the other Muslims around the world.
No,
for what
but
somebody
all
else
he
did.
had
do was engage.
Not to mention that
he didn't. That's the part.
The biggest terrorists are the governments, the wars.
Making an issue because if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, responsible.
We're not him. Not
No,
him.
he was wrong. He got arrested, but he didn't. All he had to do was talk to the teacher. But he didn't.
No,
Okay.
that's
So that's what he.
Wait, let
Bullshit.
me read the rest of what
you
this
can
person
see
said.
how like
He said,
this is
he's talking about the fact that he was from Irving, Texas.
pissing
He said
me off.
Irving is only 25 minutes from Garland, where they draw the Prophet Muhammad contest. Remember that a few months ago?
Yes.
Was attacked, as it was, by ISIS sympathizing gunmen in May. The message is clear. If you are a Muslim, anything you might do might be a plot to destroy America. No, the message is you can see why they would err on the side of caution.
Absolutely.
Because only
No, see,
25
that's-
miles away, somebody did try to
that's
kill people.
they gotta sell
I can't believe
caution, fear, be afraid of everything because they're afraid of losing power,
In school for things that are suspicious.
afraid of
And,
losing that
maybe
privilege.
It doesn't look like a bomb, but it doesn't look
It's
like
illusions.
a bomb. And if I'm a teacher,
What if it had been a bomb?
This is installing
exactly.
fear. See, here we
So the
go.
teacher
What
is
if it
supposed to
had
see
been a
something that
bomb?
looks like a bomb and go,
14-year-old
"Oh, wait, this just might be my white privilege.
boy in Texas. Yes, exactly. It's that fear. And they're so distant and separated, you gotta put the audience.
So I'll just let
To
it
put
go.
that audience in
You know
there.
what the problem is?
Yeah,
This country,
exactly.
one of the problems we got is this willingness to take sides in a fight like this without knowing what the hell happened. And
That's
it's
in
amazing.
everything
Right
that
there
they're
battle
talking
stations.
about.
I'm with the
He
minority.
got a damn
The
TV
minority's
show
right.
there.
Those teachers are wrong. How do you know?
The
I wasn't there. You weren't there.
The problem.
All these shows are based upon that. And then they're gonna lighten it up, and it's like going back and forth against Bill Maher. He's the martyr. Bill Martyr.
14-year-old.
That's what
Liberals
this
and
is.
No,
others-
it wasn't a science project, right?
Right.
He should not have been arrested, but he should have opened his mouth and had
Right.
a conversation
Exactly.
about it.
He was
could
arrested.
should
said
have
he's not
based
was
upon
arrested and
the
they
white
took
privilege
him off in
fear
cuffs and they
mentality.
put him in a cage and burned him. Oh no, that's ISIS who does that.
See, now they gotta link it into
We
ISIS.
arrested-
Now
we
you gotta
killed
bring it
kids
in. They
after
gotta
school for a
expand it.
couple of hours. This is not the end of the world. But you know what? The end of the world does happen all over
And
the
he
world
survived just
for
nice.
millions of Muslims.
They're
who are the
saying
victims of other
Muslims
Muslims
are
of their
killing the
religion.
world. That's
Where
what
are
they're
the
saying. That's
liberals
what
on
he's
this? You know
saying.
what?
Look
There's
at this.
a
Look at my
Saudi
facts
who
on
is
my
right now. He was
cards.
arrested. His name is Ali Muhammad Al-Nim.
These are these facts.
NIMR, I don't know how you pronounce that.
These are
He
these
was
facts of
arrested
what's
for
going on
attempting
around the
an
world. We have
anti-government
pictures.
rally
They have all
a few months
this
ago.
whole
Today
thing
he lost
set
his
up.
Final legal appeal to not be crucified. So they're going to crucify him. Crucify
They're trying to
him,
say, oh
and
yeah,
then
look,
behead him.
everybody else around the world is
So you
fucking
haven't
monsters.
used up all your heroism,
And-
hashtagging for the clock kid. Maybe do it for this guy. There he is.
Clapping. Hey, this is all a big
The lack of perspective
confusing
on this is
You know,
I
astounding.
just want to say one thing. The teacher
algorithm
said something that
based
sounds
on fear.
incredible. They said he wasn't forthcoming. The kid had a chance to explain himself. All you'd have to do is explain yourself. And for whatever reason,
See,
shyness,
they want you to be
he
accountable
wasn't
to
paying
them.
attention. But he did
Explain
it.
yourself.
Who
Just
would've been there
say
and explained his
something.
thing?
Like,
I don't know.
why?
But you know what, Richard, real quick. You know who the big winner is? Ahmed. Because when I talked to him,
Oh, now
he
let's
got
lighten
the
it all
attention,
up.
Right? You know, his 2 hours were taken, but he told me, look, I've been getting all these offers. I'm not going back to MacArthur. I'm going to pick which school I want to go to now because everybody's offering me scholarships. The
Oh,
kid
now
came
I
away-
made it.
But I would love it if one of the adults who has
I made it in
would
the-
also
in the
say to him,
system.
You know what happened to you was wrong. But maybe one of the reasons why it happened to you is because in our religion we were responsible for 9/11, the Madrid bombings, the London bombings, the Bali discotheque bombings. the
See,
Kenya
it's just bombings,
bombings.
destruction.
He's not. Of
Muslim,
course not.
Muslim,
We're not
Muslim.
saying he-
See?
Okay, we've had this.
Now, every time you get real, they gotta stop and end the damn show. And then this is how it is. This is what this whole mentality is about. It's about anytime you start talking about anything real, they gotta end the show. Anything that goes against their agenda, they gotta end the show. So I just wanted to put that out there to kind of like be part of the other agenda that's being put out there with the whole presidential campaign. So I'll leave it right there. Thank you for joining me. Till next time, peace, love, and harmony.